bouncy signal, but I'm at that 1883 house. The only other target I've dug so far is a piece of foil. So, the ground is definitely nice and soft. Out of the hole. Yep. Like a penny of some sort. It's a weedy. Trying to see the date. It's like maybe a 1950. So there's only maybe about 5 inches. Keep going. There's another jumpy one. But the seam coming up a little bit deeper. That's sounding a lot better now. Well, still showing up a penny though. Root down here. Yep. Oh, there we go. Silver. Too rosy. 1960. D. I'll take it. Keep going. It was about a minute later. It's got a 1940 something weedy along with this little thing in the same hole, piece of metal. Keep going. I had a 1246 at about 7 inches and it ended up being a buckle. I don't know how old that is. I also had these 2 pieces of iron in there. So we'll keep going. Alright, it's like an hour and a half later. I'm just not getting any coins here. I got, on my very first pass, I got like 2 or 3 Wheaties. I got that silver rosy, and it's been nothing but junk ever since. That last thing was a giant piece of copper that I dug down probably, I was at, I bet 15 inches. So I couldn't even get out of the ground. I wasn't digging the hole any wider, and whatever it was is staying there. This one I'm getting kind of a pretty tight dime quarter signal at like 8 inches. And I got a big root right here. Just not getting a lot of coins here today. I had high hopes for this place. This isn't as deep as I thought it was going to be. Which is telling me it's probably going to be a piece of junk or something. It's getting really funky signals. I mean, stuff that shouldn't be showing up as perfect diamond quarter signals are doing that. Clad quarter. And sure as hell wasn't 8 inches like it was saying. 65, sure, why not? Unreal. Keep going. This is 65 quarter. Alright, this day has been a complete letdown. I had high hopes, but I've still only dug 3 wheat pennies now, and that 1 silver dime, that Roosevelt, and then 1 clad quarter was a 1965, and I've dug nothing but junk since. This is the best signal I've had in probably over 2 hours, so it's coming up a solid 1146. It's saying about 7 to 8 inches. I switched coils too, because I'm back in the backyard where there's a lot of iron. Front yard was a complete waste of time. There was nothing up there. They got an old lock, and that was it. I think they actually might have put some dirt in up there when they were doing the streets. So if this doesn't come up being silver, I may just pack it up from here. Oh no, it's a silver quarter. And I see a sunshine on there. I'm hoping this is my first. Oh, it's a Walking Liberty half. Forget ice scratcher on the friendly metal detecting forums. Couldn't believe that I couldn't tell it was a $1/2 when I pulled that barber half. And I just did it again. I thought it was a quarter. But it's a real pretty Walking Liberty half, 1941. And that is my first of these too. So I guess I'll stay a little longer. That's probably about 6 inches with that 8x6 SEF. So I'm happy about that. We'll keep going. It was a solid 1146, so very nice. Just took the Walking Liberty half right here, right there, and then I came over here, and I was getting like a 143 that just wasn't budging. So I didn't start it as a live dig, but now it's coming up like a 945. So we'll see what this is. Try not to hit it if it's anything good. I think it's a chunk of metal. No, it's an old, it's like an old faucet handle or something. Hey, we'll keep going. About 5 inches, just got a little weedy spill. 44 and a 51. So we'll keep going. I'm going to do a quick wrap up of the hunt here. This is from that 1880s. I think it was 83 or 88, I don't remember now. This is actually a few days later. Got a couple of rusty nails, this heavy copper ring. I think this is part of off of a door jamb. Here's an old lock. I don't really know how old it is. It says 5-disc frame cylinder, F-R-A-I-N, made in USA. And then the key I found, but this was that was actually in the backyard. This was in the front yard, the lock. A couple buckles. I don't know how old they actually are. This one could be somewhat old, I guess. This looks like a old faucet handle. A couple pieces of aluminum and whatever this thing was. I don't know what that is. The only clad I got, I think, was this 1965 quarter. I always got to find a 65 or 66, so that's my token 65 quarter. A couple of wheats. I think the oldest was a 40 something. 44 maybe. Just wasn't anything that terribly old. It had to have been backfilled or something, or the older stuff was just too deep. I couldn't get to it evidently. But I did get a 1960D Mercury or Rosie. So that was the first target, or first silver I got, and then later on I ended up with the 1943 Walking Liberty half. It's pretty worn, but that's the first one of these I've dug. So, and once again I mistaked the $50 for a quarter. Maybe I need my eyes checked. Either that, or I wouldn't mind finding a quarter in the same hole. Give me some scale to compare them, but I was very happy about that. So I don't know if I'll go back. I pretty much covered that yard. I had like 4 hours, so I was happy. But that was the find of the day for me. I got another video I'm working on from the park. A couple more silvers, a whole bunch of wheats in this area that it's supposedly, I know one guy, he's an older gentleman that's retired, that's been hitting the park. I mean, he'll go to the park 6-7 hours a day, probably 5 days a week. He uses a Sovereign, I think it's a Sovereign GT with a pretty good sized coil on it. That, I don't know, he must have missed this section because I got a whole bunch of stuff out of it. So, happy hunting.